Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Nikki and this is Interbeauty. This is a channel all about beauty, so makeup, skincare and perfume of course. And today we're going to do a new foundation review on one that just came out, the Anastasia Impeccable foundation. As you can see, I have it just on right now, and if you are curious how it will score amongst the 10 categories, please keep on watching. Okay, today we're going to talk about the new Anastasia Impeccable foundation. I just got it in the mail. I didn't know it would come so soon, so kudos for Anastasia. I bought it on their own website because in the Netherlands it isn't available yet, but as soon as I saw it online, I picked it up. I usually like a lot of Anastasia products, especially for the skin, for the brows of course. I love the lip products as well. So I was really interested to try this one. Especially because Second Skin matte foundation. Absolutely yes. So first up, let me give you the full name. Anastasia Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. It's quite a mouthful, but they do give you an impression of how the foundation will be, and that's something that a lot of brands can learn from. It's a really nice looking foundation, but we'll get into that soon. Let me first talk about the volume of the product. Usually you have like a 1 ounce or 30 ml foundation. This time you don't. This time it's 35 ml or 1.18 fluid ounces. So that's a bit bigger than usual. You can't really see it when you look at the foundation bottle. Yes, give me more foundation for the similar price that the other brands do. So yes please. And like I said, I just got it in the mail a few days ago, so I have tried it for a few days now. So I haven't tried it for months like I have the Anastasia or the One Size foundation, and maybe in the summertime I completely change my mind and I don't like this foundation anymore. Okay, let me go through every single step and then we'll apply the foundation. First one up is shade selection. If you look at the shades they have right now, 25 shades. That's quite good, especially if you look at the main brands around them. Usually they have like 20 to 30 shades, so that's quite good. But at the same time I went through them and they don't really represent the really low end of the spectrum and the really high end of the spectrum. So they're really fair skinned and really dark skinned. They usually stay around the mid-tones, and that's really surprising, but usually Anastasia really does well on the shade selection. Maybe they didn't have any budget to expand their shade range, and maybe they will, but we all know this first impression is the most important one. So right now they have 25 shades, and I think there should be a bit more, especially for the lighter skinned and the darker skin. That's why I'm giving them a 6. Second one up is availability. Anastasia, as a well-known brand, retails in Sephora and Ulta, and of course their own website. So it's quite easy to get in the US and the Netherlands as well. We sell it at Interbeauty and Douglas, and we have an Anastasia NL website, so that really helps. I just ordered the setting spray, so it's coming in a few days. I will do a full face of Anastasia later in the month, so you can see all the new products on my skin as well, how they would combine. They just came available in the NL website from Anastasia, so maybe 2-3 days ago. On the Douglas website and the Interbeauty website they don't. They still have one shade on there, so I think that's really strange. Don't publish it yet please, but they don't have it yet on there. So maybe in a while, but right now just buy on Anastasia, you will get a free goodie as well. Due to the fact that they are easy to find, really available, I will give them a 9. I really commend them on that, because they're not only in every single high-end chain, they have multiple websites across the world, just like the NL website, and I really like that. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm giving them a 9. For the price range, they are similar to the other prices that they do for their foundations, so that's not really surprising. In the US it will be $52 and in the Netherlands it will be $49. Due to the exchange rate, yeah, that should be alright, so they're quite similar. I'm happy about that. Usually we get a bigger price than you guys. So I'm really happy about that. In my opinion, if you look at the price range, below 20 it's low end, 20 to 35 it's mid-range, 35 to 50 it's high end, and above 50 it's really steep. So this is a $52 foundation. I think that's pretty steep. So every single year the prices keep rising and rising. I don't know when it will stop. So maybe in 5 years there will be like $65 for a regular foundation like Anastasia. But still, when you buy Anastasia, you will see the price and you will know it's around 50 bucks. So that is the price of admission for Anastasia foundations. And just like the other high-end brands in Sephora and Ulta. So that's why I'm giving them a 7. A 7 is because of it's just over the high-end price range, but it's not as crazy like a 65 foundation or 63 if you count the pump with the Estee Lauder one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video over there, I believe. In the eye, I will link the Estee Lauder review video. Then we go to packaging. If you could see, it's a really luxe, nice foundation bottle. It's glass, it's really heavy. They have really intricate lines rounding these out to be more interesting shape than a regular square bottle. And they're similar to Dior, similar to YSL with the matte glass. Really luxe feeling and, like I said, quite heavy. They also have a really nice cap. It feels a bit cheaply made. The pump is really good. It really disperses the foundation well. And I like that they even imprinted the logo over here just as well on the cap. I must commend them on this one. I don't think it's really easy for travel because of the glass bottle. But still, that's the only downside I can think of, so I'm giving them a 9. Then we go to shade accuracy. There is where the trouble comes in. When you look online, and when I was looking at the shades on the website, they have different undertones. They have neutral, cool rosy, warm, warm olive, and warm peach. Yeah, warm peach, I'm sorry. I had to look it up. That's quite warm leaning. And as you look at the swatches, the cool tones aren't really cool tones, the neutrals aren't really neutral. I am neutral. I did buy a neutral. I've bought the shade 1.5N, so 1.5 neutral, because I wanted to try the neutral out, and it's quite warm. That's what I read online with the reviews on their website. Everybody says they're quite warm. They're not accurate in their shade names. If you are looking for a cool undertone, you won't find it, and the warm shades are quite yellow. I've heard this one before in foundations from Anastasia, so they haven't learned their lesson, and I'm doubting if they ever will, because all their foundations range a bit yellow, if you ask me at least. But I am happy to announce that they don't oxidize, at least not on me, and not what I have seen online on other people. It doesn't oxidize, and that is really, really good. When you're buying a shade and you finally found your match in store, you don't want it to oxidize when you get home. That's the most frustrating thing you can have. I am happy to report that that isn't the case. Due to the poor shade matching, way too yellow, the cool tones aren't cool toned, the neutrals aren't neutral, I'm giving them a 5. Next one up is texture. And I think we've discovered a new trend for 2025, and I think it's blurring foundations because, well, Huda, one size, Anastasia right now, so I'm curious what will come next, and I'm absolutely not bad about it because I love a blurring look. I have quite big pores and blur is what I need. I will try to do a blur of battle, so the foundations comparing next to each other and see which one is the most blurring. I will wait a few months because of course there will be more foundations coming out next year. Maybe they will be blurring as well. This is a medium to high coverage foundation. You can easily build it up and it leaves a velvety natural finish. It won't dry down, it's not self-setting, so it can be a bit sticky, a bit greasy when you leave it on. You have to powder it down. That's the one downside I have. I know they say glowy, but if it's not self-setting, nobody will wear it like that and they have to set it down with a powder. Maybe it will work with the setting spray that they provided, but I won't be testing that one out right now because I will use my trusted products, and maybe in a later date when I got that setting spray I will test it. There isn't any fragrance in there, but do you still know the foundations from Wet n Wild that smelled a bit like paint? Well, it's the same. This one smells a bit like paint too. If you really open it up and stick your nose into it, it will smell a bit like paint, but it won't translate to your skin. I'd rather have no fragrance that can irritate somebody's skin than have it to smell like paint. Because it's quite blurring, it's really smooth, it will be a really nice medium to full coverage foundation. The texture is quite nice. I will give it an 8. Then we go to name accuracy, and for this I will need my phone because I don't know the claims in my head. They claim that it's a smooth and flawless complexion. Yeah, it's quite smooth, it's quite flawless. It isn't amazingly coverage or something like that. It's less coverage than the Estee Lauder one if you ask me, but it's quite accurate. Blurring effect, yes, it's quite blurring. Is it amazingly? No, but nothing is as amazingly like a filter. Hyaluronic acid for a smooth, flawless finish and a second skin feel. Second skin feel, no. It is still a foundation and you will feel it on your skin, so it's not as lightweight, but at the same time hyaluronic acid, maybe. I don't feel it on my skin, but I can't fault them for that. It's long wearing, yes, it's long wearing. It will be on your face all day. Water resistant. I've seen people dunk their faces in the water. I'm not going to do that because I don't really do that. I don't dunk my face in water during the day, but I will withstand a bit of rain. And last one is no flashback and doesn't self-set or oxidize for a natural finish. Yes, no flashback. I've tried that one. It doesn't self-set. Unfortunately, it doesn't self-set. And doesn't oxidize. No, it doesn't. That's true. And a natural finish. I know they mean natural finish, but I think they're meaning glowy, greasy skin. Then it's accurate. If they really mean like lightweight finish, natural, you won't see any makeup. No, that's not true. So it's quite accurate, but not fully, so I'm giving it an 8. Then we got blendability. It blends really, really well. It's really smooth, really flawless blurring effect when you blend it out, but you have to work in sections, because if you don't apply it all over and then will blend in, it will be not setting down, but it will dry down, so you can't move it anymore. So it will be streaky, patchy, and not nice at all. So just work in sections and you will be much happier with the outcome. You can work with a brush, with a beauty blender, with your fingers, it doesn't matter. It will look really good, and every tool will have a different outcome, of course. So keep that in mind. Try them all and you will see which one you like more. For me, I like using brushes the best for my foundation, so I will be using a brush. But at the same time, I really do like that it dries down, but you have to set it, otherwise it will greasing during the day. If you have dry skin, maybe you don't have to set it, but oily or combination skin, you do. And because of it's a medium high coverage foundation, you just have to use a small amount and work it really in. I know it's really tempting to see all those YouTubers applying just like a really thick amount, almost like paint. Don't do it. Everybody will see, and when you're in real life, on photos and on YouTube it will look beautiful, but in real life it doesn't. So I apply it just like I regularly apply it, and not just for YouTube. It's a really lovely blendable foundation with a really blurring effect, but at the same time it will dry down really fast and you have to work in sections, so it's a bit tedious. That's why I'm giving this 7. And we go to longevity. Longevity is quite good. Usually I can go with this one around 8 to 12 hours, depends on the surroundings, if I'm going outside, if I don't. So that's quite good. You can wear it all day for a full day of work. For dry skin, you really have to nourish your skin really put down a base, otherwise you won't like it. For normal type skin, probably you will last the most. For oily and combination skin, probably by the end of the day you will have to powder it again because it's not self-setting. So just keep your powder at hand and reapply some powder during the day, and you will get to keep this one on for much longer. Because I have to powder it again after maybe a half a day, I'm giving it an 8. Then we go to overall. Overall I will give it an 8. That's just because I found my shade match. I am a combination to oily skin, so it is made for me. That's the reason that I really like it. Is it a new favorite? No, it isn't. Will I use it often? Yeah, probably I will. So it's a really good new foundation, but it's not replacing my holy grail foundations like the It Cosmetics of the Estee Lauder, and maybe even the One Size. It's a really good foundation, but it's not the most amazing foundation out there right now. So once again, I'm giving it an 8. When you count all those points up, you will come to 75 points. That means it comes in the last place. First run up is the One Size, then the Estee Lauder one, and lastly the Anastasia one. Once again, that doesn't mean that I just like a 1 point less than the Estee Lauder one. That just means it scores lower than the Estee Lauder one because of the breakdown. So that means in all categories it scores 1 point lower. Estee Lauder foundation I like better than the One Size, but the One Size has better points, especially because of the price. Okay, let's apply it. We're going to start off with the Embryolisse Le Concentrate, just as a primer, an extra step of hydration. My all-time favorite, especially for all skin types. For foundation brush, we're going to use the Rose and Ben in C42. So a really nice foundation brush. I'm going to pump some on the back of my hand. I'm going to do the 2 pumps and we'll start working it in. Like I said, work in sections. Don't apply it all over at once. You will regret it because it will dry down. As you can see, the shade is a bit too yellow, but I can make it work. Now as you can see the difference between the ones on the left and on the right. If it's too yellow for you, you just can use like a blue concealer or a blue foundation to adjust it. But it's really blurring, really nice finish. And it already is dry. Let's apply the other side. I have some psoriasis over here, as you can see. As you can see, I still have some foundation left, and this one is completely full coverage already, so you just don't need much. If you want medium coverage, I would suggest just grabbing a bit of this and mixing together. It will apply much nicer because you have more product, but at the same time less coverage, and you still can build it. As you can see, it's really nice blurring finish. Really looks good. It is too yellow, like I said, but I can fix that with a bit of bronzer, a bit of blush and a bit of concealer. Let's use a bit of the concealer, the same in 1.5. This is a real neutral shade, so that will help to even out the yellowness. And I really like to put it on my jawline because that's where it will hit my neck. So there's a place that you really want to be neutral. Because here you will apply blush and bronze, etc. and this will really help to make it more neutral. Bit on the bridge of my nose. And yes, I use the same brush for my concealer. Sometimes I go smaller, but just for details. As you can see, it really clings to my dry patches, even though I put some extra amber release on. So dry skin, I wouldn't recommend it. Just like the one size, but a bit more drying. Keep that in mind, drier than the one size foundation. It's really blurring full coverage. Really, really nice. Let's powder it down with the Huda Beauty powder. And I will take this one all over my face today. Doing these steps, it really makes it full coverage, so I don't see the medium coverage anywhere anymore, but I do see a really blurring, really smooth foundation, but everybody will see you will have smooth, flawless skin due to foundation. So it's not natural at all. Okay, let me apply some blush, bronzer, lips and setting spray and I will be right back. Well, I hope you liked that review. Did you find the outcome surprising? Did you expect it? Please let me know. I'm really curious if you have tried this one, what your opinion is. Please let me know. Don't forget to give this one a like if you really like this series. I will keep doing them. And if you would like to see next a high-end foundation, a low-end foundation, what do you would like to see next? I was thinking about maybe the Dior stick or perhaps the Huda foundation. Let me know what I should do. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!